Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. This is more the third here. Whew, we got a lot going on right now. We're here at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum in Jackson, Mississippi on Lakeland Drive. You can definitely come down and check out. We're at an NFL event for some former NFL players, former coaches. A lot of stuff that's going on around here right now. So I know you hear something going on in the background right now. Talking with, got my good friend Marcus Dupree over here next to me, who's just over here talking, doing his podcast, 4th and 22, which was a guest on that as well. I'm definitely going to talk with Marcus. Hopefully, he can definitely join once he closes his thing out. I know that a lot is going on right now. As you can see, we have elections going on. This is not going to be a political show, so don't fight me on that. Got elections going on. We got football going on. A lot of excitement going on in the city of Jackson with Jackson State and Coach Prime and what he's doing with the JSU Tigers. That outstanding homecoming victory this past weekend in front of 53,000 plus. They say 53. Because I can say I was out there tailgating myself, and it was a lot of individuals out there. It was hard trying to get through, hard trying to get by, so it was a lot of people. But again, we're here live at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. This is Bernard Moore the third with More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Where we'll go around, take events, bring our podcast straight to you, regardless of wherever you are. We definitely come to you, help promote your business, your location, event, or whatever that's going on. Again, we're here live at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame museum. I'm saying room. It's a lot of legends here. Like behind me right now, Jim Buck Ross, an arrogant sports fan. Now, he was put in here in the Hall of Fame for his contribution to sports. And we can walk through this facility, and you can see a lot of people that participated here in the state of Mississippi. Because I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at Patrick Willis helmet, Boston Red Sox jersey, Anthony Dixon football helmet, Mississippi State that he signed. So again, here at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So we definitely got to get together. I'm looking at Brett Favre. They got Brett Favre jersey when he was with Southern Miss, with the Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings. I wonder if they got the Jets up there as well. They got out his jersey, so I'm not sure if they do have his jersey up there when he played with the New York Jets. But again, I'm looking at his Vikings jersey that he signed and his locker around the corner when he was nominated inducted into the Hall of Fame by his time with the Green Bay Packers and won a few Super Bowls. Again, this is Bernard Moore the third. Here more on the road here live at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. It's a great event going on. You got former NFL players as well as coaches, some supporters here for Mr. Seals. Mr. Seals is running for sheriff of Hinds County. He's a constable here in Hinds County. But again, we're not going to make this a political show, but we're just here to talk with some NFL players and about what's going on, what they're doing. A lot of former NFL players, so they sit back playing golf, fishing, and doing stuff in the community with the national. I'm not sure if it's a national organization, but it's a local organization here of former NFL players in the state of Mississippi. National Alumni Association for former NFL players that play collegiate ball here in the state of Mississippi, or they're from Mississippi, that came back into raise their family or continue their life here in the state of Mississippi. So it's a lot going on here right now. So I know you may hear a lot of chatter in the background, but just enjoy the time and see exactly what's going on. So as you can possibly see, let's take a look at what's going on here with Coach here again. Here, I'm trying to get this together. Again, we're here at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum. As you can see, the exit door. I know you can see exactly. It's a lot of things that are going on here at the museum. So now, like my camera doesn't want to operate correctly, but we're gonna let it do what it do. Again, now let's continue to talk some sports. See that Alcorn and Valley played this past weekend, and Alcorn did defeat Valley up at Mississippi Valley up at Itabena. So, and everybody's looking forward to the Jackson State Alcorn game. All right, fans, supporters for Jackson State. Now, I'm just going to say that don't jump ahead too far. Let's go ahead and worry about Bethune-Cookman that we have this upcoming weekend, Jackson State versus Bethune-Cookman this weekend here at the Mississippi Valley Memorial Stadium. So let's take it one game at a time. Now, so I heard that Coach Brown would not be on the sideline. He is nursing a foot that he had surgery on. And see, that goes back to them old injuries back when he was playing, and sometimes he didn't properly have the surgery during that time, but he had the surgery done, and now he's taking some time off. He wants to sit down and rest that foot because I know, but he had to show his face for homecoming because again, that's what a lot of our alumni and supporters came back to see. They want to see Coach Prime on the sideline and see his motivation and how he motivated the players to play it the way that they played, that they came out victorious. So now he's going to take this weekend off as Jackson State prepare for Bethune-Cookman. Even though Bethune-Cookman has not won a game yet, I would not take them lightly because of whenever you playing against Jackson State, everybody always bring their best, their A game, regardless of whomever it is. Because I had to face that my freshman year when we played against Prairie View here in Jackson. We played against Prairie View, and Prairie View brought their A game. Jackson State still came out victoriously, but they brought the A game. And then we traveled up to the University of New Haven in Connecticut my sophomore year. We were relaxed that game. I can say from my point of view that we were relaxed that game. And Connecticut had the lead upon us going into halftime. But we had to rally ourselves together in halftime in a dugout of I think it was a baseball field. It was either baseball or softball field. I know we were sitting in the dugout talking. The offense was on one dugout, defense on another dugout, and we sat there and talked and said, hey, we need to get our stuff together. And then they came out and played well, and then we came out victorious. So we took a trip all the way up there to New Haven, Connecticut, came out victorious, but it was a struggle the first half. So whenever anybody's playing against Jackson State, they're definitely going to bring their A game. So we definitely would advise to be on your game regardless of whatever's going on. Definitely always play your best. Don't try to take it lightly, as they say. Don't take it lightly. So definitely bring your A game. So again, we're here more on the road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management here at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame room. Just sitting back and enjoying some time right now. Leon Seals had put together an event bringing back a lot of former NFL players with the national alumni and the former NFL players here from the state of Mississippi. And I said, again, to my left of me is my good friend Marcus Dupree, breaking his stuff down. He done messed up a lot of stuff, and then want to try to blame it on me. Actually, I'm gonna put the camera all up on him, see how he breaking his stuff down. Oh, I know you may not be able to hear him well because he's not mic'd up, but you can see him down there tearing some stuff up over there. So let me go ahead and go to Mark. You can see he's over there tearing some stuff up over there. So I said he just left this podcast 4th and 22, and which, like I said, that's the thing that's definitely of today's technology, where we can definitely come back and do a lot of stuff, talk about sports, because that's what we were brought up on, and that's how we made it through life is being a part of sports, being a part of team. And I think sports can make a difference in a lot of lives right now because of the structure, the instruction of what's taking.
I was about to say I got a text. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
From a guy that was a veteran. He watched my 30 for 30 instead. He changed his life.
Okay.
That's the way I was got.
And see, you just don't know how much sports can make a difference in anybody's life. I can say that sports played a big part of my life, and the reason why I'm saying it because I grew up in you can say, partially drug-infested neighborhood with prostitution, gangs, and drugs all around. But sports led me to what I am today. For one thing, I was afraid of my parents. Then also, I was afraid of that if the coach caught me doing something, how much discipline he was going to run me. So I was like, man, I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't feel like I have to run and doing practice stuff. So I'm gonna try to stay on the right boat. But a lot of individuals that they were part of teams, but they did not follow that. So sports again plays a major part in anybody's life. And you can look at this as a multi-billion-dollar industry. As you can look at, see how the economy, how it changed now since they're open up the stadiums to full capacity, where fans are coming in, and see how much the corporation has in using an endorsement to get professional athletes or athletes to endorse to be a ambassador for their brand. And you see now that college student athletes can use their name and likeness image to help promote brands. So sports has done a lot. As you can say, during the Olympics, we're playing against you got the U.S., the Russians, the Argentina, the China, Japan, Italy, France, a lot of countries that come together to play sports. And that's a time where we can sit, where you can say we can partially at least rest at ease, but still keep our guards up to participate in the game of sports. Again, sports has helped out a whole lot, and I definitely would recommend that if you have a child that you can say that is going down the wrong direction, I would advise definitely try to get them into some type of sports program, sports teams, things along the line, because it can definitely help out a whole lot. Again, sports saved me. It kept me out of trouble because again, I didn't have to worry about what my parents going to do to me, as well as I didn't want to have to deal with the coaches that discipline. And I also teach you leadership skills because of step up, and somebody's going to have to step up and take control of the team, and it may be you. And so I would advise definitely that you use what you do. I mean, use what you've learned in sports to come out and use it in life, because sports have helped me out a whole lot in life. Taking leadership classes, how to lead, how to lead employers, and I mean how to lead employees, because I was a supervisor, and again I use sports as a catalyst to help me to lead my employees as well as the ones that I'm working with. So sports have taught me how to whole lot. So you may see me pause for a second because I'm going to run back into the back and see if I can grab one of the interviews real quick. I know Marcus, I hope Marcus already finished tearing some stuff up right now. Right there. But again, let me pause for a second. I'm going to run back into the back and see if I can grab somebody. All right, thanks for the pause and the hold. So I was waiting for my guest to come. So now I'm finna go ahead and get my guest finna talk with Mr. Eddie Payton, brother of Walter Payton. He's running around here somewhere. Again, we're here at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum here in support of for and his support of the former NFL Players Alumni Association. And now I'm going to talk with a legend just as soon as see somebody taking pictures right now. So again, you may see me move around a lot right now, but this is here. We're here doing what we got to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this taken care of for Coach Eddie Payne. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay, now we got the mic. We all mic'd up. So I know you hear a lot going on right
I'll be
now.
right back, Nolan. All right, I need to run to the car for 1/2 a second. You got time?
Yes, sir. I know you still got the 4.2 speed.
I know.
That's it. That was Coach Eddie Payton. As you can see, he run out the door. But we're gonna have Coach Eddie Payton on with us in a few. As you see again with the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum, Bernard Moore III, with More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Like that shirt.
Thank you.
That's him walking around with that gold, that red and gold. Red and gold, the San Francisco 49. That's a team that I definitely support somewhat. I'm a 49ers fan. Hopefully that they definitely come out and go ahead and take care of business this upcoming weekend. I know that we're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, but everything is going to be all right. So just sitting here waiting for Coach Eddie Payton to come back. But let me go ahead and put the camera back on myself. Again, just like I was talking earlier in reference to sports. Now, I don't like to talk politics right now, but I am finna brief into politics right now. This is just my opinion. So individuals do not jump down my throat of what I'm about to say. Again, this is just my opinion. This is my show. I can definitely share my opinion how I would like to.
Yeah.
If you look at a lot of
Right ahead, boss.
the leadership that is going on around,
I know.
if you can look at a lot of the leadership that's going on around, if a lot of them have a sports background, I feel that they are successful. And the reason being is that because of they were part of a team, they know how to work together, they know how to lead. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everyone that's in politics has to play sport, because some individuals that have an athletic background and a lead, they're not the best, in my opinion. So again, I'm just stating my opinion. So please do not jump down my throat and get upset at me of what I'm stating. It's just my opinion. This is my show, so I can say what I would like to say in reference to that. So now you can see a lot of former athletes are turning to politicians. I'm turning to politics. Now I think that they can, again, they can continue to rally individuals around. They can help bring people together. They can do a lot, but I'm not saying that all politicians need to be former athletes, but I think that athletes can make good politicians because they know how to work together. And also individuals that have a military background, someone that's worked in, some ones that have been in the service. I think that they can make good politicians because they know how to work together. They know how to command a lot of different. They know how to command. So I definitely applaud all those individuals that are participating in politics. I wish them well. But again, this is not a politician. This is not a political show. This is me just sharing my opinion in reference to that. This is me just sharing my opinion. So I wish all of them well who are political campaign. I wish them well. But now let's transition back into sport. Now, your opinion in reference to the Ole Miss Tennessee game. I didn't see it, but I just saw some highlights of it, how the fans were throwing mustard and everything that they can. They just basically emptied the trash can on the field. And I was just talking with someone on the previous show that, do you think that was just the fans upset because they lost, or do you think it was the fans upset because of Lane Kiffin as a former coach with the Tennessee Vols? Again, I think it was a mixture of both.
Wrap it up.
Yes, sir. I think it was just a mixture of both. The fans were disappointed that they were losing, as well as they were disappointed that Lane Kiffin was winning, and he went from the success that he has, the success that he has had at other programs. So I think that the fans were just disappointed in reference to that. So again, now I'm gonna have join me one of the legends. He doesn't say he doesn't want to call himself a legend, but in my opinion, I think he is a legend at everything that he does. I think he's been successful in all that he do. And so I just want to sit and he can provide us some words of advice, some words of wisdom about things, the success that he has had for himself. Again, I got with me on More on the Road, with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. With me, my good friend, Coach Eddie Payton, who's sitting trying waving. How you doing, Coach Payton?
Doing good. Appreciate you having me on.
No, thank you for joining me, Coach. I know that we got a lot going on here right now. I know that we're here supporting our former Jacksonian, Leon Seals, as well as
football player,
as well as a lot of the former NFL players here. Also, tell me about the organization, Coach, that a lot of you guys are representing.
Well, we are members of the Mississippi chapter of the NFL alumni, and what we do, we try to present in our cities, in our neighborhoods, what the NFL is all about. It's about encouragement, education, and commitment. And Rodney Phillips is our chapter president, and Leon is, the guy that's done as much in his position to help kids in the streets, get them off the streets, get them on the straight and narrow as anybody that you'll ever meet. And it is our fondest wish, not because he played football at Jackson State in the NFL, because he's a good guy and the best man for the job that he's elected.
Yeah. Well, Coach, let me ask you this. How has sports, now I know you play multiple sports, because in my opinion, if you want to play one sport, especially as a high school student athlete, you're not a student athlete. You have to play most sports, especially coming out of, I get this kind of twisted, Columbia, which is a small town down south, South Mississippi. If the student enrollment wasn't high, so you had to play multiple sports so that they can have sports program. How has sports helped you out?
Well, one thing that the difference today, you just play football, you just play basketball. When I played, I never had an off season, because in a small environment that I came out of, if you were an athlete and you played ball, we just changed the name of the ball that we played.
But how has that helped you to be the individual that you are today?
Again, you learn that it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And in athletics, the dream is success. And when you learn to do what you're supposed to do and not criticize and not complain, and to make sure you're doing your job to the best of your ability, that something carries over with you into life. You learn that you have to do yours first, and you can't do yours if you're worrying about what somebody else is or isn't doing.
Well, and today's sports, a lot of the guys, well, I'm gonna say athletes, because guys and girls, athletes are looking at monetary gifts right now compared to when you was growing up playing in the neighborhood. You played because of you loved the sports, but some played it because they felt that this was their way out of the community, that I can help my family to make money, that I can take care of my family. But some just looking at, as you can say, greed. I'm doing this just because of money.
Well, again, that was placed in every genre for money. I mean, money doesn't make the world go around, but it sure helps. When you first start playing, you're playing for the respect of your community or your neighborhood, and that's high school. If you're good enough, somebody gives you a college scholarship, and then you play and take the financial burden off your parents. And, it's $100 and some $1,000 to go 4-year school, and if you're a good enough athlete, somebody will give you that. So finance enters into that, and if you're good enough, if you're in that 1% that gets opportunity to play at the highest level, whether it's baseball, football, men's or women's basketball, if you're not consistent, if you don't love the game, if you're trying to play not to get hurt, you become a showman as opposed to a performer, then you got a short career. And most careers are short anyway, and it goes back to that second one, getting that college scholarship and getting a degree.
Now, with the new NIL just came into play, are they on time for it? Are they late? What's your thought about
I
that?
think it's the worst thing that ever happened to college athletics because they're going to pick the people who they want.
Uh-huh.
And they're no good without one guy is no good without 10 other guys doing what they're supposed to do. I think one, if they're going to do it, you need to put a cap on it. You got to include everybody. I mean, give everybody. If we go to Jackson State, we want to get the quarterback, fine. But you also got to get all the linemen, the other receivers, offense and defense. That's the only way to work because somewhere down the line, somebody's going to have to make a block and they're going to say, well, you getting paid, you make a miss. And that's going to be the end of a perfect day.
Now, with that being said, though, how does that play into part with recruitment? Because, a lot of the CEOs, the CFOs, the owners, presidents, they received a degree from one of these institutions that has a major good athletic program. How do you think that will help play into recruiting? Say, hey, you sign with my school, you got a guarantee that you're going to get this endorsement.
They've been doing that. They've been doing that since I was in high school. They just had a different name for it. It doesn't. The game hadn't changed. Only the name of the players. I mean, it's the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. I mean, the problem is you're going to separate the teams by talent, and you can't do that because it takes 11 guys on a football team, 5 on a basketball team of different talent to make a successful program. And when you start saying, okay, you're better than him, we're going to give you this, I just think that's wrong. I mean, what would be better if they allow him to do that and they take the price of that scholarship that he's receiving out and give it to somebody else.
Let me ask you, have you seen the movie Any Given Sunday with Jamie Foxx?
Loved it. I almost had a chance to be on it.
Oh, man. The game when they played against, I think they played against Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And the offensive line wasn't blocking because he was on this show saying that they can't feel me, they can't touch me. Now, Jamie Foxx portrayed a young up-and-coming quarterback. And he's traveled around the league, and he got his opportunity to start him. And then I guess it went to his head.
Willie Beamer.
And they started seeing him doing all the different commercials and things like that. And the way he was talking about the team said they can't touch me, they can't feel me. So it was more on him. If you was a coach and you saw I had an athlete like that, what would your response be to him?
Well, first of all, I would have rules in place that wouldn't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
No individual is greater than the team. I mean, and I love that movie. He played Willie Beamer, the quarterback, and all of a sudden he got good and started getting all this adulation. But, I just, you're a team. You don't wear a different helmet than I do. You don't wear a different jersey than I do. You don't wear a different pants than I do. We all wear the same uniform, so there's no difference in us.
Yeah.
Each one of us has to do our part to make the team work. And once you start separating by financial reward, you're going to have a problem.
Now, with success, as they say, with success comes trouble. With success comes money. Then comes more trouble. College athletes today, they look at all the materialistic things that are in front of them. Again, as a coach, how can you control that, as they say, that so they won't go down there? They said you want success, but you want success in a proper way.
Well, again, you dealing with a new generation of kids, and to try to talk to them, it'll go in one ear and out the other.
Uh-huh.
Because if it's something that they don't want to hear, they're gonna tune you out from Jump Street, and then they're gonna point to somebody else who's getting compensated for doing the same thing they're not.
Uh-huh.
So either pay them all or don't pay nobody. And if somebody's gonna get paid, let him pay for his own scholarship.
Yeah, and I know, like I said, in the profession that I'm in, and a lot of these student athletes don't understand exactly what's about to take place with this NIL because I'm not sure if they were educated about it or what's about to take place. But a lot of them just see, I'm finna get some money. They don't think about, like I said, they could go towards your scholarship. They can take the money away from your scholarship. Then also you got to start filing taxes because you are. I mean, you can basically say you 1099, so you got to start filing taxes. So Uncle Sam's finna come get his money.
Well, there's more to it than most of them realize. But most of them, 99% of them, won't ever have that problem. Because unless you're a starting quarterback, a 1,000-yard rusher, or somebody that they can't cover on the outside, nobody wants you. And then if you don't have a grasp of the English language and you don't present well, if you got 6 earrings and tattoos on your face, don't nobody want you to represent their product. I don't care how good you are.
I'm glad you said that, Coach. The image. You are, as I say, like I said, when you was in high school, you playing for the community. And then if you're good enough, you can probably transition on getting a scholarship. And now you're representing that school, your community, as well as yourself. Now, how would you say about the image of the student athlete, how they should present themselves?
Well, again, you are what you are. You're a college student. You're a young man or a young woman trying to get prepared to compete in the open market for a position to be able to feed yourself and your family. I mean, that's the image. Images means a lot. I mean, a CEO of a company don't want a guy with 100 tattoos on his arm that can't say nothing that don't sound like a rap song. They really don't. I mean, I don't like to point out anybody, but there's a quarterback now that plays for the Ravens. He can't talk at all. When they interview him, I cringe. But again, prepare yourself to compete in the open market with people who didn't play sports, who can handle the English language, who can write their own material. You got to compete against them. You're not going to be bigger and faster and better than everybody in the open market. They're going to want to know what your degree in and how smart you are. Yeah. I mean, that's all college should do. Pay for your education and prepare you to compete in the open market.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I really appreciate your time, man. No, it's been hilarious, talking with you, coaching, working with you. I know that's it. We've been away from each other for a while. But Coach, I really do appreciate your time.
I want to say hello to Leon.
I'm finna get him before he walk out the door.
I'm gonna take you outside and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not going nowhere yet.
So he had to do his due diligently. Oh, yeah. So, but Coach, again, it's been. Keep you in my back pocket. No, I've been meaning to call you someone, but like you just educated me that said that you don't answer texts, because I've texted you a couple of times like, is this still Coach St. Them? So I understand now. You educated me just a few minutes ago.
Let me give you another education. This is a long distance verbal communication device. It's not a text machine. If I want to say something, I say hello.
I got you, Coach. So,
okay.
now I guess I have to pick up the phone and dial your number and give you a call.
I answer every time it rings.
Yes, I guess I do that, Coach. Again, Coach, I really appreciate you, man, for being on the show.
Anytime, keep up the good work, and I think you're doing a great job. And again, when you get to the top, remember the guys who try to help you make it to the top.
Nah, you still got to help me on my golf swing.
I can't do that. My reputation is at stake. You go out there and say, Eddie Payton taught me how to play golf. I won't ever be able to get another customer.
Well, Coach, I'm not going to do like that. Now, I work hard, but like I said, I've came through Jack State and worked with a lot of coaches, and they've taught me a whole lot. So, like I said, I learned from you guys for me to be the individual that I am today.
Well,
and I really appreciate that, Coach.
Well, hopefully, that in a small way, I did something to inspire you, because you're on the fast track. I just did an interview with Marcus. So keep up the good work, and if you need me, just give me a call.
Definitely will call. I'm gonna call you, not text you this time.
Call me.
Yes, sir.
I answer the phone. I don't know what time. Oh, thank you. Oh man. You don't know what this means to me. I gotta frame this.
He just got a famous
article. Show it on.
Show it on.
This is Bill Belichick.
Now, so y'all see all the type of stuff I deal with working with Coach Payton. He's very humorous and definitely gonna make everything live. Again, Coach, appreciate the time,
You
Coach.
off?
No, sir, we still on.
Okay, I can't see what. Let me know when we are.
Yes, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get Leon first before I get it going.
Good deal.
Remember, take that out. Now, I want you to take my microphone with you.
What microphone? I don't get to keep this.
Unless you're gonna take all this stuff right along with you.
I kept the last phone. Well, keep up the good work,
Yes, sir.
and you know your subject. You're easy to talk to,
Yes, sir.
and I enjoy it.
Thank you, Coach. All right, again, that was Coach Payton. Again, we at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum with more on the road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here at a National Alumni Former Players Association. I think I saw them. They were walking out. Still, some still in there. They're probably still eating.
You got food, nigga.
But again, we're here in reference to Mr. Leon Seals and his campaign, and he just bringing back a lot of the former NFL players out here from the state of Mississippi that again either participated. That participated NFL, that participated college ball here in the state of Mississippi, or as well as from the state of Mississippi. So you have a lot of players come through here. I know that you hear a lot of excitement what's going on. You see me trying to break down as well as while I'm talking. Because of, I don't know when they're going to run us up out of here. But again, we're here live at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum with a bunch of former NFL players, again, that participated here in the state of Mississippi, or as well as from this area. Just here to get back in fellowship about what's going on. We have a campaign. We have voting campaign for the Hinds County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Constable of District 5. That will take place November 2nd here in Hinds County, Mississippi. Now, I can go down a list of names that I know that are campaigning, that are running for mayor, that are running for sheriff. So if I miss somebody's name, again, this is not a political show. I know majority of the individuals that are running for sheriff, Leon Seals, current interim sheriff, Marshawn Chrysler, Eric Wall, Tyree Jones, Torrance Mayfield, Miss Katori. I can't first name right now. Miss Harris Williams, Kalinda Green. So it's a lot of individuals that are running for sheriff. If I miss your name, Richard Spooner, Les Tannenhill. So again, the list can go on and on about individuals that run for sheriff. So definitely get out and vote November 2nd here in Hinds County. Go to, if you're not sure exactly where your precinct is, definitely go talk to Mrs. Zach with the Hinds County voting precincts to see where exactly your precinct is located. So again, this is Bernard Moore III with More on the Road, presented to you by More and More Sports Management here at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum. I'm here with a bunch of former NFL players that again played, that are from the state of Mississippi, or they played collegiate football here. They came back to be a part of the National Alumni Association. I'm waiting for Mr. Seals to come again so I can sit down and chat with him for a few minutes, but I know he had to do something outside. I'm not going to definitely not say too much anything about that. No way. I do. I say again, this is an event that he put together, and he's out. You see me waving at individuals that's walking out. He's campaigning again here at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum for former NFL players here.
That's where you get at.
You can go through the door right there.
Thank you.
A bunch of former NFL players here. Again, that participated collegiate ball here in the state of Mississippi, or that are from Mississippi. But this is getting More on the Road Thursday. We normally do a show Saturday morning, but we're here live Thursday because we want to be at this event with some of the former players, as well as this guy creeping around through here. Okay, now he just talking with them. So again, I'm trying to wait for Mr. Leon Sears to come through, but again, I think he's out. He's doing some things outside as well. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. Definitely time for me to get to the house so I can go give me some sleep. I take it easy, Mr. White. That's it. Mr. Larry White is campaigning for Constable District 5 as well. He's a former Jacksonian NFL player as well. Played here in Jackson. He said played for the Bills. Again, you may see me lean over because I'm looking around, finding guests. They can definitely grab. So I was trying to find Mr. He's outside doing something. Not exactly sure what, but I'm definitely trying to find another one of the guys. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up and close out, get everything together, so I can go ahead and head to the house because I need to give me some rest. But again, much love to you guys. I really appreciate all you guys' support. I look like Mr. Seals is trying to walk in right now, but I know he's getting stopped at the door. He's out there talking, but again, I really appreciate you guys' support with more on the road. Stay tuned definitely for more information, definitely what's going on. So again, you may see me look around because it's a lot going on around me. So I'm definitely trying to look around, see what's going on. Now, let me turn my attention to you. Again, I really appreciate you guys' support for all that you're supporting me with and all the things that I'm doing. I know I'm doing a whole lot, planning for some benefit events that we're going to take place in 2022. This is 2020. That's going to take place in 2022, as well as get ready to do other shows that have gone on. Again, I'm working along with ESPN Talking Sports Live on 105.9 FM The Zone with Rob J, myself, Larry Nix. This show comes on Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. 105.9 FM The Zone, or you can log on to www.thezone1059.com and listen to this show, as well as you can follow my show here more on the road. So again, normally we're trying to go schedule things for Saturday morning. However, I had this event that I definitely want to come to be a part of, to talk to some former NFL players, mix and mingle at the National Players Association, former NFL players who are here from the state of Mississippi. So again, I really appreciate you guys' support. Much love to you guys. Thank you all for all that you're doing. Continue to support, follow along, like, subscribe. My social media profiles, Bernard Moore III or More and More Sports Management. Not that hard to find. If you definitely would like for us to come to be a part of an event that you're hosting, definitely hit me up. Again, you can hit me up on social media, or you can contact me via telephone 601-260-3509. That's my office number. Definitely would like to come out and be a part. If you would like to be a sponsor and a partner of this show, again, you can give me a call and contact me via social media as well. Thank you guys. That is, there we go. So it looked like something was, looked like this program kind of took away something from me. But again, I really appreciate you guys. Much love to you guys. Now it's time for me to get on up out of here. So I forgot my time for me to get up out of here. 1 + 1 = deuces.